Tonight, we're going to take a look at some of the halachis of Tefilas on Shabbos.
Where are we?
Simin Reish Samaches. The page is Reish Yud Ches. Page number Reish Yud Ches, or these copies have it. Page Reish Yud Ches, on the bottom where it says Simin Reish Samaches. You see it, if I say? A number of interesting dinim about davening on Shabbos. Din hatoye betfilah Shabbos. The dinim of someone who makes a mistake when davening on Shabbos. That's the title of the simin, but there are other halachas also in the simin. Although both of them have to do with mistakes. One needs to say the parsha of Vayichulu in Ma'ariv. We see in davening Ma'ariv, we say the portion of Vayichulu, which is the ending of Chumash in Parshas Bereishis, the ending of the Sheishis. In May Bereishis, we read about Shabbos, how Hashem rested and finished complete His work. In the Ma'ariv, we say it. Yeah.
You don't say Shabbos.
We don't say V'shamru before Shemoneh Esrei.
Why?
But in the Shemoneh Esrei we say Vayichulu.
Why do you don't say? What's
That has to do with reasons of hefsik, of that you finish the bracha, and now you're saying, and now you're starting Shemoneh Esrei, so some feel it's a hefsik, you don't say V'shamru. That's why Chabad also during the week doesn't say anything also after my Ma'ariv. During the week some kehillas say other Tefilas. Baruch Hashem, Leil, Amen, Yira Eneinu. Chabad doesn't say that either because of the Shabbos.
before Shema, you also don't say the last word before Shema.
Yeah, same reason.
Same reason.
Yeah. There's different opinions. The Alter Rebbe himself put it in davening, in his siddur. Shamru is in the Chabad siddur, but we don't say it.
They said Elu ve'elu, divrei Elokim.
So why do you do that then?
They say it was as a respect that for his mechutim, his children, his grandchild married the grandchild of Barditchever. But Levi Yitzchak of Barditchev held he should say V'shamru. So Levi Yitzchak of Barditchev had a taina by the chasana to his mechutin. He said, "How come you don't say V'shamru?" So he said, "You can't dance in all. You can't be in all the marketplaces. You can't be everywhere." Said the Alter Rebbe. They say out of respect for his mechutin, he put it in the siddur, but the mini Chabad we don't say it, but it's there. Now,
Vayichulu is it?
no, but Vayichulu is in Shemoneh Esrei. Vayichulu is no arguments about. Vayichulu is in the Shemoneh Esrei, which is those psukim that we read. Vayichulu Hashem v'aretz chol tzvam. Hashem completed everything and came and rested on the seventh day. Those psukim we read in Ma'ariv in the Shemoneh Esrei. We actually say it Friday night 3 times. We say it during Shemoneh Esrei, right after we finish Shemoneh Esrei, and then right when we say Kiddush, before we start Kiddush, we say Vayichulu again, 3rd time. Such an important psukim in Torah, that these are the psukim which actually tell us about the origination of Shabbos. Hashem rested on the 7th day. Anyone who davens and says Vayichulu, he's considered a partner with Hashem in the Ma'aseh Bereshis. Shenemar in the creation. Vayichulu, Altika Vayichulu Vayichlu, Kaloyma Kadosh Baruch Hu B'hu. You can read the pasuk differently. There's no nekudas in the Sefer Torah, so as a hint, you can read the words differently. Instead of reading it Vayichulu, because there's no vav there, read it Vayichlu. That they completed. Hashem and the person, when man reads Vayichulu, it's as if he joins Hashem in the creation. Now, we're going to learn now a few interesting halachas about making mistakes during davening. Some of them are common, some of them are not common, but they're still brought in Shulchan Aruch, even the uncommon cases. The basic foundation is like this. During Shabbos, we daven a different tefillah than we do during the week. The question is why? We know when we have Rosh Chodesh, Chol Hamoed, these are special times. We still don't daven the weekday davening. We add in a Yalav Yavai, and we mention it's Rish Chodesh, it's Chol Hamoed. How come we don't do the same thing Shabbos and Yom Tov? How come we don't add in, so do a regular weekday Shemoneh Esrei, and add in a part about Shabbos? Why do we have a totally different davening?
Shabbos is a special day.
Huh?
It's a special day.
Yeah, correct, it's a special day. But you see in other special days, not necessarily we do that.
Have a special day. Once a
Chalamoid,
month,
a Yom Tov, you know,
twice a year. This is every
Chalamoid
week.
is the only time.
Chol Hamoed and Rish Chodesh.
Over Chodesh, you're right.
So why do we add in such a Yalav Yavai? So the Alter Rebbe is going to explain like this. The reality is that we should be doing that. We should be davening full 18 brachas, now 19 brachas, with the Lamal Shinim. We should be davening that on Shabbos as well. It was just out of Tircha because it's Shabbos today. And it's going to take a long time to daven the full Shemoneh Esrei. Because Chazal want us to rest on Shabbos, they made this davening shorter.
But
That's
they
what we daven a shorter daven.
Musaf.
But we still do a bracha.
They got us the other way around from a lot of other davenings, but they made the davenings of the three Shachris, Mincha, Ma'ariv are all, we don't daven 18 brachas. So instead we daven 7 brachas. 3 in the 3 beginning, the 3 at the ending, which never change by any Shemoneh Esrei, no matter what. In the middle, instead of davening the middle 12 brachas that we usually daven, instead we say 1 bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadosh HaShabbos. We say before Vayichulu and we lead up to it, but there's only 1 bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadosh HaShabbos, so 7 brachas altogether. 3 and 1 middle bracha. That's why we do. So, but since originally, in actuality, we could have davened the 18 brachas on Shabbos. Therefore, in case of a mistake, where someone by accident starts davening, and he starts saying Ato Choyne Lodem Das, and he starts saying the weekday davening, the halach is you actually have to complete that bracha.
Really?
You complete the bracha of a weekday bracha. If you start saying Ato Choyne Lodem Das, which can happen many times, you chapsich, it takes you a minute, you chapsich, Shabbos, you have to complete the bracha. Because in reality, there's no problem with saying the 18 brachas on Shabbos. It's only because of tircha. What constitutes starting the bracha? Even saying 1 word constitutes starting the bracha. And you should complete the entire bracha. And even let's say you already said 1 bracha, and you chap by the 2nd, 3rd bracha, oh, it's Shabbos. No matter which bracha you're holding in. If you start saying the word, you continue finishing. And not only is not a bracha of Atala, once you start saying you should continue. However, there's one exception.
But that doesn't make sense. As long as you with other things, let's say with Yalav Yavai, right?
Yeah.
You don't say Hashem, you don't say the bracha, you can go back. So why here, if you say the word Kainin,
It's a good question. It's a good question because I don't have the exact answer, but since in reality this bracha was fitting to say on Shabbos, it's a befitting bracha. Since you've already started it, so instead of going back and then it comes out that these words are extra, they're like a hefsek, they don't belong to davening. So let me complete the bracha because in actuality it does belong here on the Shabbos. It's just because of tircha, not to trouble us, to saying the full Shemoneh Esrei we don't do it. But in reality this bracha does apply in Shabbos. So instead of me going back and staying part of the bracha and stopping myself in the middle and going back to the bracha of a Shabbos, then it comes out I've said here a line that doesn't belong here in the Shemoneh Esrei. Finish the bracha. Why not? Say a nice Shemoneh Esrei. Finish the bracha. And then go back to Ata Kidashta. You have a siddur? I'll take a siddur.
After Ata Kodesh, wherever you are.
No, you already said Ata Kodesh. You already said Ata
Kodesh. But you continue from Ata Kodesh.
Yeah, you continue back, go back to where you were supposed to have said. And each davening has a different nusach of the bracha. We say both of them. Every tefillah on Shabbos, the Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadosh HaShabbos is the nusach of the actual nusach. But we say some other parts in the beginning. So on Friday night we start saying Ato Kidashta, right?
Do we allow ask Hashem about Dashmas on Shabbos? Some book about Dashmas?
Ato Kidashta, and Shabbos Shachris we say Yismach Moshe b'matnas Cholkei. And by Shemoneh Esrei, by Mincha we say Ata Echad, yeah.
You go back to that, in other words. It's
Yeah.
made.
However, Rabbi say, there is an exception to the rule we're going to learn. Before we get to that, Rabbi Yitzchak asked, isn't there an issue of davening on Shabbos, asking for your tzrachah? You're not allowed to ask for your personal needs on Shabbos. You know the Mishaberach on Shabbos, we say a different Mishaberach for a choila on Shabbos than we say during the week. It's a different nusach. During the week we say, Shehaver for Shleima, Kroiva, we have a whole nusach. Yirapeh, Hashem should heal him. Shabbos, we don't talk about, we don't ask Hashem to heal the person. We say Shabbos imilizik, which means Shabbos is the day when we refrain from crying out to Hashem over our tzaras, because we don't want to pain ourselves and bring up all our tzaras on Shabbos. But before Kroiva Lavi, the healing's going to come soon. But we don't actually say the words, we talk about the future, the healing will come. But we don't want to get into the nitty-gritty talking that there's people that are sick and we're asking healing, because Shabbos shouldn't be a day of tsar. So it's not a day to start discussing all of our requests. It's a very good shaila. So Yitzchak is basically asking, why are we saying over here that in reality we could have davened a week Shemon Esrei? It's only because of tircha reasons we don't. In reality we can daven because of the kasha tzrach. Rafa'enu and all these brachas. So the answer is like this. You have reality is, you have every Shabbos, you have the shaila. Even on a regular Shabbos you have the shaila. We say sim shalom. What are we saying? Sim shalom, give shalom, toiva, good, bracha, chayim, chaim, v'chesed, life, kindness. And we're asking Hashem for bakasha. How are we doing this? How can we ask a bakasha? So the answer is, the Shulchan Aruch explains the difference between when you ask for yourself privately, a private person, or a tzibur. Asking is a tzibur is different. So therefore you could say sim shalom. The same thing is reality. All the brachas of Shemon Esrei, we say it in a plural form, not in a singular form. You don't say Rafa'eni, heal me. You say Rafa'eni, heal us, bring us redemption, give us a good year. It's all about us as a collective form. If you're asking for a tzibur, you're allowed to ask for Shabbos for a tzibur. But you're asking for a yachid, you're not supposed to ask for a yachid.
But a yachid saying vidui on Shabbos.
That's what we don't say.
Not the nosach, but just saying, let's just something happened.
No?
So you want to say, I'm sorry.
We don't say the nosach vidui.
No,
You'll see on the
nosach.
We don't say
a personal thing.
Doesn't mean
I'm sorry
vidui.
this happened. So a person allowed to say.
Oh, to one person to another person?
No. One person.
Hashem. Maybe in a general form. But maybe not. You get into specific. You're not supposed to say al chet on Shabbos and
Cause pain. Is that
You
why?
don't,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
ask for mechila also on Shabbos.
it's a yom menucha. We don't want to bring up anything during the week. A whole week we're sitting and worrying.
Question, though. You're allowed
No,
to
you
have-
don't.
Yeah, by Kriya Shema Shalamita you'll see.
We don't say that. But remember to forgive us.
You don't add in those parts. You'll see.
No,
in it.
I'm talking about
Even the
personal.
Sfaradim and
Yeah.
our that they forgive.
Yeah.
Not in the nosach, but
Like a personal bakasha.
personal.
The
Yeah.
Sfaradim
I don't think
add
so.
on that they do
So say
forgive, but they don't ask
Tefilas,
the
say
Nivan
Tefilas.
for Hashem to forgive
That's
us.
what he's asking. That's what he's asking.
But then the Yeroda, if you look at the Sfaradim, you sit there with Bishma Lamita, they
Doesn't.
do say part of it that they forgive the others, but they don't ask but Kodram to forgive us.
Uh-huh.
That
We have
is
to
the
go
difference.
through these halachas intensely. I just wanted to answer the question. We have to have the whole sugi taka
If
to
you're
understand
forgiving, okay, you're allowed to
what you
forgive
do
on
say, what you
Shabbos.
don't say. In Shabbos. What are you allowed to daven for? What are you not allowed to daven for?
Difference between Magdil and Migdal.
I'll tell you, in the ending of Shemana Esrei, you have an issue because we do say personal bracha. After the first Yul Ratzah, we say a personal tefillah l'kai nitzar. Used to be, not everyone said a l'kai nitzar. Now, l'kai nitzar is a personal request. It's not the same nusach as all the other brachas Shemana Esrei. You say as us,
Yeah,
always
yeah.
our God, and everything's about us as a collective. But if you look at the last of l'kai nitzar, before we take the 3 steps back, saying Hashem, watch over me, watch my tongue, and protect me, and help me learn and daven. We have a nice tefillah we say, but it's a personal tefillah. The Staka Shaila over there, how do we say that?
We should say it.
We say it? I don't know what the reason is. Now,
Maybe Sim Shalom in the end of the Shemona Esrei, they did it in the end, so you can say it.
Yeah.
Sim Shalom Leil, it's already in the end of Shemona Esrei. It's not.
Yeah, but you have to take those 3 steps. It's not that Mekayim Tzor. You're not going to really take this.
Boisai, we're going to take a look at this inside. I just wanted to give introduction. As well, we're going to see, this is all regarding, this halacha is all regarding Shachris Mincha Ma'ariv. When it comes to Musaf is a new tefillah on Shabbos. It's a new tefillah. We say 7 brachas from Kaddish Shabbos, but there is a machlokes whether the same rule that we said applies for the other tefillahs. That once you start, you have to continue by a tefillah's choil. You say that by Musaf, because Musaf is a totally new tefillah we didn't have during the week. We don't have a tefillah's Musaf. There's only 3 tefillahs. So since Musaf is entirely new tefillah, do we also apply this rule that it would have been right to say all the 18 brachas of Musaf, and therefore if someone started a bracha, he should continue and finish it? Or do we say no, since Musaf is a totally new tefillah we didn't have during the week, we don't say this rule? It's actually machlokes, and because of this machlokes, we say when there's a machlokes and there's no clarity as to who the halacha is like, and we're dealing with a shaila to say a bracha or not to say a bracha, the halacha is we always refrain from saying a bracha because we don't want to get into issues of bracha levatala, which is a severe thing based on the third of Aseres Adibris, saying Hashem's name in vain. We don't want to say a bracha levatala. So therefore, whenever we have a suffix in brachas, the rule is suffix brachas lahakal, to be lenient and not to say the bracha. Even though it seems that the Alter Rebbe leans to the opinion that you should not continue saying the bracha of Tchoil because it doesn't happen longer. It's a totally new Shemon Esrei. However, in actuality, he does bring the second opinion that holds that it would apply even by a Musaf. If you started to say a bracha at the you should finish it. So because of this machlokes, he says, just don't continue. Stop in the middle. But Shachris, Mincha Ma'ariv, you would continue and finish the bracha. We're going to learn soon, even though the rule applies to the first word of each bracha, so even say one word of that bracha, you say Rafa'enu, you should say the whole entire bracha, even one word. And when it comes to Ata Choyin, the first bracha, it's different. Because the word Ata, we actually have in Shachris and Mincha, the middle bracha on Shabbos also starts off with the word Ata. I mean Friday night and Mincha. Ata Kidashta Friday night, and Mincha we start Ata Echad, B'Shimcha Echad. By Shachris we say Yisach Moshe. Since this word Ata is actually the first word of the actual davening that we say by Shachris and by Friday night and by Mincha, even though my kavanah when I said Ata was to say the Ata of the weekday Ata, I was planning on saying Ata Choinen, but since this word actually is a word from a tefillah on Shabbos, so therefore you can go, you don't have to, you continue going to say Ata Kidashta, Ata Echad. Except when it comes to Shachris, there is no Ata in Shachris, but still also the Alter Rebbe, since this word Ata is a word used in a tefillah on Shabbos, although not for Shachris, but for Friday night and for Mincha, therefore, even though now we're holding by Shachris and there is no word Ata, and we can also give some meaning to the word Ata. Ata Yisvach Moshe. We can connect it. You Hashem make Moshe happy. We can bring an interpretation, and the words can flow. So since the words can flow, and this word is a word that does not only apply to Choil, it applies to Tefillah on Shabbos. Therefore, the Alter Rebbe paskins that when it comes to the word Ata Choinim, he only said the first word of that bracha, no matter which tefillah on Shabbos you're davening, you can continue into the Shabbos davening if you chapsach. Only the other brachas do we apply the rule that the first word is ready enough that you should complete the bracha.
Did you ever see something on Takadashta, the Baal Shem Tov says that one should be very careful not to say any other words? It's not a good sign. Did you ever see that?
I don't know, but I'll tell you something. We're going to learn soon in Mirz Hashem and Sifhei. Someone who makes a mistake and davens a weekday davening on Shabbos,
The whole davening,
even maybe the whole davening. I'm not sure if he means taka only part or a whole weekday davening. This probably means a whole weekday davening. It's not a good simon. It's a bad simon. The Shulchan Aruch already said it earlier from the Baal Shem Tov. I'm not sure if that's the same. He comes from the Shalah Kaddish. The Shalah says this, and he says he should look into his actions and think about tshuva. It's not a good sign
Probably daven
You're
yachid.
supposed to be davening Shabbos. Here you had a machshava. It's
Use the
weekday.
siddur. You got to use the siddur.
And surely can
Yeah.
do it, only if yachid.
Somebody doesn't be Yechidus
Yeah.
during the week. How do they, what Nusach should they use? How can you say Rafa'ein Nun in the Lashon Rabbin? How you say? They should say Rafa'ein Ni, right?
You can ask, what happens if he's not a choila? He's not a choila. Not everyone's a choila. So
Klal Yisrael.
Klal Yisrael,
Even
anyone who
when we
needs.
daven Yechidus, he's still davening for everybody.
You know, how could a tzaddik say, the Shaila that Rizal asked, how could a tzaddik say, Ashamnu, Bagadnu, I sinned and I did such terrible things. Look at Ashamnu. The video we say every day is terrible Averis. We hope the tzaddikim didn't do all these Averis. We know we do these Averis, but the tzaddikim doing all these Averis. So what are they clapping Ashamnu?
Because they're responsible. They're like the Kohen
Ah.
Gadol. They're responsible.
So the Rizal, not only that, right, the Rizal says, there's also a concept of Gilgul, right? So even though someone, I personally, even every person couldn't say, I didn't steal. Stealing, maybe I did other Averis mentioned here, but I did all from Aleph to Tuf. We say Shamnu, Bagana, Aleph, Beis, Gimel. We go through the whole Aleph, Beis here. I did everything over there. But in some form, in some way, in a light way, in a refined manner, that for a tzaddik has a connection to other Klal Yisrael. If they did something, it affects him also. So therefore, we can put ourselves into this klal. I'll say just an interesting story, and then we'll go in. There was known one of the Alter Rebbe had a chassid called Reb Shmuel Munkis. You know, some of the Alter Rebbe's chassidim, they weren't just regular chassidim like today. You know, you say the Rebbe has chassidim, regular people. Some of these chassidim themselves could have been like Rebbes. They were big tzaddikim. Some of them had Ruach HaKodesh. They were very special people. It was known that the Alter Rebbe, when he went to jail, when he was put in jail in Petersburg, so one of the big chassidim wanted to come to help, go to Petersburg to go and help and try to arrange Alter Rebbe to release from jail. His name was Michal Apotskir. He was a very big tzaddik. The Alter Rebbe sent a message out from the jail that he doesn't want the Michal Apotskir to come. Because if the Michal Apotskir would come, he would burn up Petersburg. Such a tzaddik, he would come and burn up Petersburg. There would be no more Petersburg. Why Taka didn't the Alter Rebbe allow him? Let him burn up Petersburg. The Alter Rebbe wanted to take Petersburg, not to burning it. He wanted that the government themselves should release him. It should come from the nature itself. The Goyim themselves should release him. He wanted to conquer the world by the world itself, not to destroy the world. That was Alter Rebbe's mahalach. And there's another story of Shmuel Munkis. Was another one of the Alter Rebbe's chassidim. He had a style to himself that every message he gave across was sort of like in a funny way, in a joke. But in the joke lay a very deep message. But he gave it over in an interesting way. Many different stories about him. That was his style of Avodas Hashem. One time he came to a town, and he heard. It came to his town where he was. Came a Maggid. A wandering Maggid was going from town to town. A preacher was giving, to Ma'or, the Oilam. They came to give Musa to the Oilam. So the Chassidim didn't like so much the style of the Maggidim. That wasn't their style. Anyways, he came up, and there were a lot of simple folk, shtetl people, and everyone gathered to shul, the Maggid here, the men, the women. And he starts telling them how bad you guys are, this is what you're doing, this Aveira and that Aveira. And all the Eden start to cry. He was a good Maggid, he got them all to cry, he had good Mashalim and stories, and the Oilam was all... But the Shmuel Munkis didn't like it. He didn't feel that this person himself was such a big tzaddik, and so he shouldn't be the one giving Musa, making everyone cry out their hearts. So anyways, after the person finished his drasha, so he went into a side room to rest. So Shmuel Munkis went into the side room, and he closed the door behind him, and he took out of his pocket a chalif. A chalif is a shoichet's knife. And he started to sharpen it. The shachtim, you see the shachtim, they have a special stone. They always sharpen it to make sure in a shecht, you have to have the knife, is not allowed to have any begimas, any blemishes. It has to be smooth. They run their nail across, and they feel, if they can feel any nick. So anyways, he's busy sharpening. The Maggid asks, what are you doing? He says, nothing. He's getting a little nervous over here. What's going on? He's sharpening further. What's going on over here? Please tell me. He says, I want to tell you, in this town, we we have here, we have a big issue here. There's a very big inyan to go daven by kivrei tzaddikim. But this town has no mazel. We don't have any kivrei tzaddikim in the town. And we're saying that, he continues to sharpen. This is getting a little scary over here. He said, what do you mean? Well, what exactly do you mean? Well, he says, listen, I heard from your drasha here, and it concluded that you're mamish from the biggest tzaddikim in the generation, so we really love to have the schos, having the cave of the tzaddik here in the city. So now he's really, really nervous. So the Maggid, this big Maggid started to figure out that he's not such a big tzaddik. He says, I know you think I'm such a big tzaddik because I gave such a good drasha, but